Before we get into this video, I'm going to give a shout out to my brother, Ticket TV. Uh, I saw him do commentary about this particular subject we're going to dive into, and this one's a doozy. This one here is a doozy when you get into the nuts and bolts of it. So, this story right here is coming out of Nebraska, in which you have a teacher who was giving a student extra credit at 3 in the morning. So let's just get right to it, right? This is coming from Omaha.com, where a substitute teacher with the Omaha Public Schools was arrested on Saturday after she was found in the backseat of her SUV with a 17-year-old, according to authorities. Deputies with the Douglas County Sheriff's Office was responding to the report of a suspicious vehicle parked on a dead-end road near Bennington at 2:49 in the morning when they saw Aaron Ward and a 17-year-old boy in Ward's Honda Pilot, according to a release from the sheriff's office. As deputies arrived, the 17-year-old quickly moved into the driver's seat of the Honda and drove northbound away from deputies until crashing it into a yard approximately 2 blocks away. The teen, who was bucket naked, fled on foot. Deputies could not immediately locate him, according to the release. Deputies then confronted Ward, who was putting on her clothes in the backseat of the Honda. Ward admitted to having sex with the teen, who she identified as a 17-year-old student at Burke High School. This is not to be confused with the Burke High School that's in Charleston, South Carolina. Deputies found an Omaha Public Schools employee ID in the Honda, and Ward confirmed that she was a substitute teacher at Burke High School and other schools in the metro area. The Honda determined to be owned by Ward and her spouse. Now, Ward was taken into the Douglas County Department of Corrections on suspicion of felony sexual abuse by an employee, according to the release. Deputies located the 17-year-old approximately 4 in the morning in the nearby Newport Landing neighborhood wearing only boxers, t-shirt, and socks. He was transported to be interviewed. Both Ward and the 17-year-old were given minor medical attention following the crash and the victim's flight on foot. The incident still remains under investigation. The sheriff's office is working closely with the Douglas County Attorney's Office and OPS, who confirmed Ward's employment, the release said. You can't make this stuff up. You cannot make this stuff up. And this is the thing. There's a lot of projection that gets brought onto the Black community about how we're predators and how we're this, that, and the third, right? But if you really want to know who the real predators are, right, are these types of teachers. Because, see, nobody want to have that conversation. What's up, Eric? Nobody wants to have that kind of conversation where teachers are the ones who are being the menace to society with these students. Hey, Johnny, let's have some. I'm going to hold you in detention after, and you need to see me after class because I don't like your grades. And then detention comes, and all Johnny got to do is provide her with some, some schlong or whatever like that, and all of a sudden Johnny goes from F to an A, all because Johnny make Mrs. Johnson orgasm or something. Right? It's just disgusting that this type of activity goes on. Or Wilson, I don't like this book report that you gave me, so you're going to have detention after class. Wink, wink. You can't tell me that type of stuff goes on. This is one of countless numbers of incidents that goes on. Back in 1996, or sometime in the mid-90s, right? This is my first time being exposed to this type of activity. Right, I was watching Primetime Live, little documentary that come on ABC. Right, and there was this one by the man Mary Kay Letourneau. She's dead now. She died back in 2020. So back in '96, she was having sex with one of her students who was 12 years old at the time. She pleaded guilty in 1997 for 2 counts of felony second degree word that rhymes with tape. She initiated the sexual abuse. She was a sixth grade teacher at out there in Washington. It was an elementary school. Oh, another thing about that was she got pregnant by that guy, by that 12-year-old. And on top of that, she was married with kids of her own. Now, the crazy part about this was they ended up getting married. They ended up getting married. So I don't believe this was the elementary school. I believe it was a middle school. So I don't believe this was the elementary school in sixth grade because I know when I was in sixth grade, I went to middle school. So I mean, that's some bullshit right there. But anyway, that's besides the point. That's just trivial compared to what was going on. This Mary Kay Letourneau, right? If you ever get a chance, look up that story that happened in around 96, 97 time frame. She was married with children of her own. She was having sex with a 12-year-old. The 12-year-old got her pregnant with a little girl, right? She ended up having that baby. She went to prison off of that, and then when she got out of prison, they ended up getting married. They ended up getting married, and then they ended up getting divorced in 2019. And then in 2020, Mary Kay Letourneau passes away. Crazy, crazy. So if these types of stories are just one of many, many, where these teachers are here getting involved with these students or whatever like that. You got to make that make sense. Now, as far as this teacher right here, right? Were you teacher of the year? Huh? I just want to know, were you teacher of the year? What's up, STF? Yeah, she died of colon cancer. That's right. So what you doing with a student at 3 in the morning? What you doing in the backseat of a Honda at 3 in the morning getting bucket naked with a 17-year-old? So you mean to tell me, look, you got a husband, right? You mean to tell me your husband couldn't bang you out? Huh? Your husband ain't your husband ain't fucking you right? Like we all adults here, all right? Your husband ain't fucking you right, so you gotta go get a 17-year-old, right? I mean, that's just disgusting, bro. That's just disgusting, bro. You mean to tell so you cheating on your husband with somebody underage, bro, at 3 in the morning in the backseat of a Honda. You can't go to a movie theater. You can't go to a hotel parking lot. You had to go to a dead end. You didn't think that shit was gonna be suspicious that someone was gonna call the cops? Lord, Everett, you gotta. What the fuck is going on out here, bro? Mm-mm-mm. Can't make this shit up, bro. You cannot make this shit up. You can't make this stuff up. So, mm-mm-mm. You in the car, You're in a Honda, bucket naked, with a 17-year-old. And then the 17-year-old drove the car, crashed the car. He gets out running bucket naked with no socks, no shoes, no nothing. Lord have mercy. I mean, you had no choice but to confess to it. You is caught bucket naked. The cops was rolling up on her as she was putting on her clothes. What it is, yo? What's up? I mean, you got fog up on the goddamn windshield and shit. Honda smell like Badussi and all that, man. And depending on whether or not she actually douche herself, it could smell like the catch of the day. We don't fucking know. But Lord have mercy, man. 17-year-old, really? 17-year-old. You couldn't find. I mean, it was already bad enough you cheating or whatever like that, right? I mean, that's bad within itself. But you cheating with a 17-year-old, really, woman? Really? You couldn't find no 44-year-old on Craigslist to get down with at 3 in the morning? You couldn't find a hotel or a cul-de-sac or a goddamn. Wow, bro. Wow. So for those of you, that shit crazy, man. For those of you who may not be aware, this woman is a substitute teacher. She's 45 years old by the name of Erin Ward. And she was caught bucket naked with a 17-year-old boy in the backseat of a Honda. Y'all want to know who the real threat is to society? Is these teachers, man. Let's just keep this a buck. This is what doesn't get talked about enough. They talk about school shootings and mass killings in school and all that. What about these teachers grabbing dick at a school while teaching social studies? What about that? What about that? Don't want to talk about protecting the kids from outside people coming in and shooting them. What about protecting them on the inside from these teachers out here wanting to be freaks? See, this kind of conduct here is unacceptable. For real, man, that's bullshit. I don't send my kid I don't send my kid to school just to have some freaky ass 53-year-old who trying to get her groove back because her husband ain't fucking her right at home, trying to get a bite of my son's choco stick. No, absolutely fucking not. Or some PE teacher trying to get a little cookie off my daughter. No, unacceptable. All because he can't get no motherfucking cutty off goddamn Match.com where they got mustaches and shit. It's just disgusting, man. That conduct is unacceptable, man. There needs to be harsher penalties for these teachers who engage in this type of activity because you have no business engaging in that kind of activity. You are a teacher that's supposed to serve them knowledge, not serve up pussy. The fuck? Make that make sense. Now we need to see how all this plays out. Because ideally, one, she needs to be fired from the school. That's for one. And she don't need to be working nowhere as no goddamn teacher. That's for one. Okay? For two, she needs to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. That's for two. I mean, look, Aaron Ward, whoever you are, you couldn't fuck around with the PE teacher, huh? I'm pretty sure the PE teacher's a male who's also the football coach. You couldn't have a backseat in your Jeep, let's swing an episode with him. You had to get a 17, you had to get somebody with some little upside. You couldn't mess with nobody on their downside of their life. No, to you, somebody in my age group, they just can't hang it no more. I need somebody young. You are disgusting. Y'all want to sit up here and talk about how black people are the threat to society? Are you serious? You funky white supremacists want to run your mouth about black people all the time when you got calling us super predators, when you got this type of individual running around? What's up, Maximus Raw TV? Say, yeah. I mean, anybody with any kind of decency about them would not condone no bullshit like that. You get bucket naked at 3 a.m. with a 17-year-old. Make that make sense. So what he had to do to get that kitty cat, huh? What did that 17 had to do to get that kitty cat, huh? Did he have to fill a book report? Did he had to, pull the fire alarm or some shit? What did he fucking do? It's just I mean that's crazy. That shit's crazy. What, all you had to do was zoom, zoom, zoom in the boom, boom, and you shook your ass all over that classroom, right? And you brought your milkshake to the yard while old Johnny was there looking, and he got interested. And when he got to your class, all you had to do was say that, hey, I didn't like your test score, so you got to stay with me after class. Wink, wink. The fuck out of here, man. The fuck out of here. The book needs to be thrown at her. She don't need to be at no goddamn school teaching nobody nothing. She don't need to be at nobody's school teaching nobody nothing. Her ass need to be registered as a sex offender. She don't need to be around no school, mess with nobody kid. Straight up, man. It's bullshit. You guys is shit, man. I swear to God, Eric, your ass is shit. Tell me you took that. Your underage kid taking you to Pound Town, huh? Huh? You got underage kids taking you to Pound Town, goddamn Aaron Ward. What the fuck? You think that shit cool? No, man, your ass need to be underneath the jail. Straight up. That's bullshit. Anyway, you gotta let me know what y'all think. This shit crazy, man. I swear to God, man. This shit's fucking crazy, man. But they want to project on the black people like we the predators, right? When the real predators in the goddamn classroom teaching sex ed. Anyway, do not subscribe to this channel. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share these videos on your social media platforms. Shouts out to the LDBC. This your man. Scream at me. Hurt!